A Marquette man has been arrested.
And Meijer starts its own dairy business. Hi, my name is Cody Boyer.
And I'm Natalie Shrepla, and this is your Public Eye News at 4. A Marquette man has been arrested for using Facebook to motivate a 14-year-old girl to send him nude photos. 57-year-old Danny Lee Roll was arrested on the charges of holding a child for dishonest reasons. Roll was using Facebook and tried to convince the girl to send photos of her so Roll could draw her. Roll was arrested on Monday and taken to the Gaylord, where he stayed in Otsego County Jail. Roll will appear in court on Thursday. And there were 4 people arrested with heroin charges in Menominee. This past Tuesday, one of the 4 suspects led an officer on a foot chase that eventually was stopped. Detectives noticed the 2 of the suspects completed a drug transaction out of a truck in an alley. The truck backed up quickly, nearly running over an officer. The driver was arrested for felonious assault, driving with a suspended license, and a probation violation. The Upper Peninsula Substance Enforcement Team gathered a search warrant of the home in Menominee, and the man and the woman that lived there were arrested for heroin delivery.
A popular Michigan retailer has started plans to move into dairy production, beginning today with their announcement of starting their own brand of milk. Meijer Incorporated announced it has acquired plant operations at Holland, Michigan-based Bear Mins Dairy, and plans to expand the plant with an $8 million budget. With the name of Purple Cow Creamery, Meijer will use the plant to supply Michigan with its very own brand of milk. The plant is expected to start shipping the Meijer stores in several months, and the plant will produce white and chocolate milk in gallon and half-gallon sizes. And a 19-year-old Pontiac man has been charged with first-degree murder when he shot another man during a robbery. DeJuan Burks was arraigned by Videolink Wednesday in the killing of 22-year-old Montona's Whitehead. According to authorities, Whitehead was walking home from work on March 16th when he was apprehended by Burks, who was escaping from a robbery. Burks has been ordered by a Pontiac judge to be held without bond, and there currently is no information about whether or not Burks has a lawyer.
In the city of Bloomer, Wisconsin, the city council banned pit bulls. Wednesday night, the council allowed pit bulls in the area only if they were obtained and approved by a veterinarian. A couple was recently fined for walking their pit bull in the city. The couple said they were unaware of the regulation and claimed the dog has no violent history. An AutoZone retailer has a lawsuit against them for firing a woman because of her disability. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed a federal lawsuit against AutoZone this week. The woman received a doctor's note allowing her to return back to work and avoid lifting anything. AutoZone failed to recognize reason to accommodate her injury and fired her. The lawsuit pursues back pay. And after the break, we'll have your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Celebrate a musical milestone with the San Francisco Symphony when Great Performances presents the orchestra's 100th anniversary concert, along with a look back at its illustrious history. Join music director Michael Tilson Thomas, guest soloists Lang Lang and Itzhak Perlman, and your host Amy Tan for the thrilling San Francisco Symphony at 100. Only on Great Performances.
Friday evening at 9 on Public TV 13.
And welcome back. A California woman might be facing animal cruelty charges after authorities found dozens of animals inside of her mobile home. Animal care officers removed 18 cats, 2 chickens, a raccoon, a crow, 8 dogs, 4 rabbits, mice, and reptiles from inside the Beach West home on Wednesday. Crews reportedly wore respirators to clear out the home, which was claimed uninhabitable by the Orange County city of Stanton. The woman's name has not been released, and City News Services say she left the premises with her parents. And passengers flying on board a JetBlue plane earlier this week were faced with a potentially horrifying ordeal when their pilot suddenly appeared to have an emotional breakdown. The plane was forced into an emergency landing while passengers and employees of the flight attempted to deal with the unnamed pilot. Susan McGinnis has the rest of the story from Washington, D.C.
The JetBlue pilot passengers had to pin down in midair has been charged with interfering with a flight crew. A federal affidavit states Captain Clayton Osbin became incoherent Tuesday while at the controls and turned off the plane's radios. According to documents, the 49-year-old then told his co-pilot, "We need to take a leap of faith and we're not going to Vegas."
JetBlue 191, we're going to have to go into Amarillo, declare an emergency.
Realizing there was a problem, the co-pilot locked the captain out of the cockpit and requested an emergency landing. Mark Saluk was sitting in the front row.
I'm looking at this happening, and he's getting more and more violent.
When the incident escalated, he helped subdue the captain.
He started yelling inside, to the flight deck, throttle to idle, bring this plane down. Al-Qaeda is here.
What caused the captain's behavior is still not known. The FBI is investigating. JetBlue has suspended Osbin. He's been with the airline 12 years and has no disciplinary record. Fred Walker, also a pilot, says he's known Osbin for at least 10 years.
He was just an all-around good fella.
Walker says this incident is out of character and says pilots deal with a lot of pressure.
There's stress in flying, especially when you've got 200 people sitting behind you, depending on you.
When the flight landed in Texas Tuesday, security restrained Osbin, and he's reportedly undergoing a mental health evaluation at this Texas facility. Susan McInnes, CBS News, Washington.
And high winds have spread a wildfire outside of Denver, causing around 900 homes to be evacuated. The fire began Monday, and 27 homes have been damaged. An elderly couple was found dead in their home, and a woman still remains missing. The fire has spread to about 6 miles, and 500 firefighters are hard at work trying to put it out. People are only allowed to return to their homes for 30 minutes and with an escort. And a new video of the man who shot and killed Trayvon Martin is raising new questions about his claim of self-defense. Randall Pixton is in Sanford, Florida with the story.
This surveillance video obtained by ABC News shows George Zimmerman in handcuffs being taken into the Sanford, Florida police station. Zimmerman told police he shot Trayvon Martin in self-defense after the teenager allegedly punched him and slammed his face into the concrete. But the attorney for the Martin family says the video tells a different story.
There is no evidence from that video that he beat his head against the concrete. There is no visible evidence that his nose is broken.
Zimmerman's father is speaking for the first time and says his son's nose was broken. Former Judge Robert Zimmerman told Fox 35 in Orlando, quote, Trayvon Martin got on top of him and just started beating him. Other than Zimmerman, no witnesses have come forward to say they saw how the fight started, but some neighbors heard screams and called 911.
So you think he's yelling help?
Yes.
The question is, who cried out for help? Zimmerman's father insists it's his son's voice, but Trayvon's mother believes it's her son's voice on the tape.
That's my baby. That's my son that was yelling.
Investigators are hiring a voice recognition expert to analyze the 911 calls.
The CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, met with Japan's Prime Minister today after he was inspired to seek more ways for a social network to help people hit by natural disasters. Zuckerberg said the recent Japan tsunami inspired him to meet with Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda while he was visiting Japan. The details of their brief meeting have not been announced as of now, but Noda expressed his appreciation and said he felt odd meeting Zuckerberg after viewing the movie based on his actions, The Social Network. According to Zuckerberg, he told Noda that the Hollywood version of himself was not portrayed completely accurately, saying that it was, quote, very different. And after the break, we will have Molly with your weather and Gage with your sports. Stay tuned.
On High School Bowl this week, our first game is between the Gwynn Model Towners and the Sault Ste. Marie Blue Devils. We are going to wrap up the Cerebral 16 round this week, so don't miss these final games of this round. The second game this week is between the Bessemer Speed Boys and the Negaunee Miners. Please join us for High School Bowl.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Molly Anderson with your weather. As you can see outside, it's a typical cloudy day in the UP, a nice spring day. Currently, it's cloudy with a temperature of 35 degrees, winds coming out of the northeast at 13 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 30.20 and staying steady. Tonight, we can expect rain and snow mixed showers, a low of 34, and winds coming out of the east at 11 miles per hour. Tomorrow we can expect rain and snow showers again, a high of 43, and winds coming out of the northeast at 11 miles per hour. Taking a look around the UP, it's mostly cloudy around the UP today. In the Sioux, it's 39, 40 in Escanaba, 40 in Manistee, 39 in Escanaba, 38 in Menominee, 41 in Iron Mountain, 43 in Ironwood, 36 in Houghton, and back here in Marquette, it's a chilly 35. Taking a look at your extended forecast for the weekend, Saturday, a high of 48 and a low of 41 with cloudy skies. Sunday, thunder showers with a high of 55 and a low of 46. And Monday, isolated thunderstorms with a high of 55 and a low of 46. So at least it's not snow, Gage. I mean, thunder showers, it's not the best, it's not sunny, but it's not snow.
I don't want those big piles of snow anymore, absolutely not. I'm Gage Dana here with your sports. And if you watched last night's rout of the Detroit Red Wings by the Columbus Blue Jackets, you may have seen a tiny but familiar face. Michigan goalie Sean Hunwick was riding the bench for Columbus last night as the Jackets topped the Wings 4-2. The 5'7" Hunwick would have been the shortest man between the iron this year by a full 3 inches if he stepped onto the ice, making some teams question his abilities to make the transition to the big leagues. Hunwick was signed to a one-day pro tryout contract yesterday. Sean's older brother, Matt, plays defense for the Colorado Avalanche, who play Columbus next Thursday. And in one of the strangest NFL free agencies in recent memory, the Green Bay Packers have been causing quite a stir. First signing Colts veteran Jeff Saturday, who was expected to follow Peyton Manning to Denver, but now they've gotten a hold of former Seahawks lineman Anthony Hargrove. Hargrove doesn't come without a share of controversy, though, as he was suspended during the 2008 season for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Hargrove is known as one of the league's best pass rushers, well suited to the Packers' aggressive defense. It's been estimated that the lack of an effective blitz last season was responsible for Green Bay's defensive collapse. The Packers haven't signed this many free agents since they signed 3 in 2007, including tight end Donald Lee. And whether you realize it or not, the greatest event in all of sports is upon us once again. That's right, WrestleMania 28 is this Sunday in Miami, with John Cena and The Rock as the main event. The build-up to this clash is nothing short of extraordinary, and it's already being called one of the most anticipated matches in history. Also on the line is The Undertaker's famed undefeated streak. In 19 WrestleManias, the Phenom has never once lost, but Triple H hopes to change that with a Hell in the Cell match, refereed by the game's longtime friend, Shawn Michaels. Other notable matchups include Sheamus against Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton versus Kane, and a 12-man tag team match featuring Mark Henry, R-Truth, Kofi Kingston, and Santino Marella. Now, those guys are all in great shape, but I hear there's something else getting in good shape lately.
Yeah, that's right. There's a couple of there's actually one dog that's trying to get his way back to good health. A diet heavy on pizza and corn dogs would cause most anybody to gain weight, including Flash, the Basset Hound. David Capps and son Jacob say their dog likes to raid the fridge. They say he once took a box of frozen corn dogs into the yard and commenced to eat every last one. Now Flash is working off the pounds as part of the Biggest Loser Pet Edition with Tara Lynn, a veterinary tech of Gillette, Wyoming, running his diet and exercise regime. The Capps told a local paper that Flash has already dropped almost 16 pounds in just 6 weeks. Talk about an inspirational story from the animal world.
Definitely. If that doesn't inspire you to lose weight, I don't know what does.
Now, if I could tell my dog to do the same thing.
Right. Get off the couch.
I don't understand how it got in the freezer in the first place.
Yeah, that's right. That dog seemed to have fingers or something.
It's crafty.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely. So the weather this weekend going to be just kind of average. Nothing too exciting going on. But
thunderstorms, hopefully. Well, hopefully not. I don't know. I've been looking forward to thunderstorms.
I was trying to go camping this weekend, but now I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to.
Definitely. Well, that's all we have for you today at Public Eye News. Join us tomorrow at 4.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center, by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan.